Welcome to Connective Care Education Learning Workshop Unit 004, Health and Wellbeing, Children and Young People. This learning workshop will cover Outcome 5, Speech, Language and Communication, Outcome 6, Additional Support Needs, and Outcome 7, Providing Advice, Guidance and Support to help make positive changes. The importance of speech, language and communication for children and young people, and how this impacts on health, well-being and development. Speech, the expression of words, thoughts and feelings by articulate sounds. Language, communication by either speech or written word. Communication, sharing information by writing, speaking or another medium. Communication is fundamental to children's development. Children need to be able to understand and be understood. Communication is the foundation of relationship and is essential for learning, play, and social interaction. Speech and language communication enables children to build positive relationships, form friendships, and learn by listening, talking, and questioning. Good speech, language, and communication skills have a positive impact on confidence and self-esteem. By interacting and playing using speech and language, a child or young person develops social skills and friendships that support their well-being. As children learn and use new vocabulary, they gain confidence in speech and learn to express their feelings, which will mean that their needs are met. Good speech, language, and communication skills supports educational achievement and employment opportunities. If a child or young person has difficulties with speech, language, and communication, they are more likely to have difficulty in developing reading and writing skills, have behavioral difficulties, and difficulty in forming friendships and making social connections. Difficulty in expressing themselves causes frustration and isolation. Many children and young people with speech, language, and communication difficulties have significant behavioral difficulties or are withdrawn, which may result in a negative impact on confidence and self-esteem. Poor communication has an impact on mental health, employment opportunities, and links closely to poor educational achievement and poverty. The importance of early intervention for speech, language, and communication development delays and disorders. Speech, language, and communication delays and disorders can have a significant impact on a child's overall development and well-being. If a speech, language, and communication delay is unresolved, it may have an impact on other areas of a child's development. For example, a child who is unable to communicate their needs and wishes will become increasingly frustrated, and there will be an impact on their behavior, self-esteem, and development. A child or young person with speech, language, and communication difficulties may struggle to socialize and form friendships and become isolated, withdrawn, or depressed. If young children have speech, language, and communication difficulties, they will struggle from an early age to settle in school and learn. Early intervention gives an increased chance of a resolution of issues at an early stage. It prevents problems with understanding and learning that will impact on a child's educational achievement, enables them to form relationships, and promotes confidence and self-esteem. The earlier the intervention in speech, language, and communication delays, the better the outcome is likely to be. Please stop the video here and open Worksheet 1. Once you have completed Worksheet 1, continue with the video. How multi-agency teams work together to support speech, language, and communication development. Multi-agency working brings together people from different sectors and with different expertise to support children, young people, and families. By working together and sharing their skills, they are able to ensure the best outcomes for a child or young person. They will communicate and meet regularly to discuss a child or young person's individual needs and provide targeted support as appropriate. The composition of a team will vary according to the needs of an individual child or young person. There are a number of professionals and individuals who may work together if a child has speech, language, and communication difficulties. Each has their own expertise and knowledge that can support a child or young person. Their combined expertise can be used to ensure positive outcomes. Health visitor undertakes routine assessments of children's speech, language, and communication and can identify issues at an early stage. Speech and language therapist can suggest strategies and interventions to support a child or young person. Education psychologist will be involved if there are other learning difficulties. Doctor will identify there is a medical problem underlying the difficulty, for example, tongue-tied, glue ear, or hearing impairment. Teachers are able to implement strategies suggested by other professionals and help to monitor and review progress. Other professionals may be involved according to the child and young person's individual needs and circumstances, for example, social services, police, community groups, flying staff professionals. Please stop the video here and open Worksheet 2. Once you have completed Worksheet 2, please continue with the video. How play and activities are used to support the development of speech, language, and communication. A variety of play activities can be used to support language and communication. During play activities, children and young people work alongside others, developing language and social skills by talking, listening, paying attention, and asking questions. Some examples are creative play, talking about what is being painted, made, talking about color textures. Physical play, talking about pace, fast and slow, counting steps and movement up and down. Sand play, talking about going to the beach, full and empty buckets, heavy and light buckets, how the sand feels. Water play, talking about floating and sinking, above and below, different objects in the water. Books and story time, listening to stories, responding to questions, recalling events. Puppets, talking about feelings, expressing emotions. Role play, acting out scenarios, expressing feelings, talking to others. Small world toys and construction, acting out scenarios, imaginary conversations. Songs, learning language patterns. Sensory activities, talking about different textures, smells, tastes. Circle time or registration, talking about weather, news. Snack and lunchtime, time for social conversations. Types of additional support needs. Many children will need additional support at some stage in their lives. This might be to support them to participate in activities or to reach their potential in school. A child is considered to have additional support needs if they require more support than is normally expected for their age and stage of development. This support may be long or short term and could be due to a number of factors. Illness, physical disability or injury, health needs, speech and language disorder or delay, Down syndrome, dyslexia, gifted and talented, English as an additional language, selective mutism, hearing impairment, visual impairment, ADHD or autism, family circumstances, for example, being a carer, traveller background, looked after by the local authority, social and emotional factors, for example, bereavement or experiencing bullying, behaviour difficulties. Please stop the video here and open Worksheet 3. Once you have completed Worksheet 3, continue with the video. Principles of inclusion for children with additional support needs. Inclusion means that all children, regardless of background, ability, physical or academic, or culture, are able to access and participate in any service in the same way. This includes children with additional support needs. Each child is recognized as an individual who has specific strengths and needs, and there is a positive attitude to overcoming barriers with support given. Professionals, carers, and parents working together ensures children are able to participate in all activities and experiences in a meaningful way and to the full extent of their abilities, with any necessary adaptations to equipment and activities made. The rights of each child in the setting are respected and a sense of belonging fostered. The 7 aims of the foundation phase in Wales support inclusion for all children and ensure that they have a flying start in life and the best possible basis for their future growth and development, have access to a comprehensive range of education, training, and learning opportunities, including acquisition of essential personal and social skills, enjoy the best possible physical and mental, social, and emotional health, including freedom from abuse, victimization, and exploitation, have access to play, leisure, sporting, and cultural activities, are listened to, treated with respect, and are able to have their race and cultural identity recognized, have a safe home and a community that supports physical and emotional well-being, are not disadvantaged by any type of poverty. The foundation phase states schools and settings must work to reduce environmental and social barriers to inclusion and offer opportunities for all children to achieve their full potential in preparation for further learning and life. Schools and settings should seek advice regarding reasonable adjustments, alternative and adapted activities, and appropriate equipment and resources which may be used to support the full participation of all children, including those who use a means of communication other than speech. Article 23 of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child supports inclusion for children and young people with a disability. All children and young people have the right to be safe and happy. When a child or young person has a disability, people should make sure it does not get in the way of this. They should do this no matter what the disability is. Children and young people should be cared for in a way that takes any disability they have into account, and should be taught at school in a way that understands their disability. People shouldn't treat a child or young person badly because of their disability. They shouldn't stop them from doing things they want to do, and shouldn't try to take away their rights. Children and young people with disabilities should be able to join in with activities, and their disability shouldn't stop them from taking part. Be able to join in and feel included at school. Get special care if they need it. Be able to choose what they do and have a say in choices about their lives. Inclusion has benefits for both the child with additional support needs and other children who learn to respect diversity and difference and to show sensitivity and understanding towards others. How to adapt the environment and activities to enable all children and young people to take part. Adaptations to the environment support the inclusion of all children. Possible adaptations include visual props for children with hearing difficulties. Consider noise levels for children with concentration or hearing difficulties. Minimize distractions to concentration, for example, for children with ADHD. Good lighting for children with visual difficulties. Specialist equipment, for example, bikes and chairs with support. Modifying existing equipment and the way it is used. Removing barriers to mobility, for example, providing ramps and widening doorways. Arrange equipment and furniture in a way that makes it easy to move around for children using wheelchairs and specialist mobility equipment. Use talking books and puppets. Large letters and pictures for children with visual difficulties. Sensory materials. Adapting height of equipment such as sand and water trays or having them on the floor to enable access. Please stop the video here and open Worksheet 4. Once you have completed Worksheet 4, continue with the video. Areas relating to health and well-being for children and young people and the agencies that provide information and advice. Areas relating to health and well-being include the foundation phase, personal and social development, well-being and cultural diversity. Young minds, PSHE, personal, social and health education. substance misuse, alcohol misuse, smoking, sexual health, sex education and positive relationships, protection from prejudice, bullying and abuse. Areas relating to health and well-being include mental health, self-harm, eyesight, dental care, diet, healthy eating, physical exercise, gambling debts. Agencies that provide information and advice include statutory and voluntary services such as general practitioners' surgeries, schools and education providers, National Health Service, Citizens Advice Bureau, NSPCC, National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children, Childline, Health Visitors, Relate, Dental Health Services, Public Health Wales, Action on Smoking and Health, ASH Wales, Royal National Institute for the Blind, Royal National Institute for the Deaf, Vision UK, GamCare, CAMS, Child and Adolescent Mental Health Services, the Children's Society, SAP, Student Assistance Programme, CIW, Care Inspectorate Wales, EET, Early Entitlement Team, Flying Start, Pacey Cymru, WPPA, Wales Preschool Providers Association, Social Care Wales, Dewis Cymru. Please stop the video here. You have now completed the learning aims of Unit 004, Outcomes 5, 6 and 7. You may now close the video.